Welcome back to my daily vlog. This is March 16th, 2021. And yesterday I talked a little bit about NFTs, or non-fungible or fungible tokens. And I explained a little bit about what they are. I talked about NBA Top Shot a little bit. I talked about that $69 million JPEG. And I guess I missed this, but this was something that happened last week into the weekend. But Rob Gronkowski did his first ever NFT card collection and brought in over $1.2 million from it. And if you want to read all about it here, I'm going to share this screen with you guys and bring it up here. Hold on a sec. There we go. So that's the article. If you want to read it, it's interesting. But what he did was he basically had somebody create 5 unique trading cards, essentially digitally, and he's issued like 87 different editions of that because he wears 87. And of course, he basically put them up on some kind of site called OpenSea, which is basically a marketplace for blockchain products and such. And he basically had auctions for them, and he posted about it, and he said, here, my NFT features 4 cards to celebrate each of my 4 championships. Each card is digitally signed by me and limited to just 87 editions. Plus, I'm releasing a special 1-of-1 card. That's the crown jewel of the drop. Auction opens Thursday. That was Thursday, March 11th, I believe. Yeah, that would have been when it was. And those are what the cards look like a little bit. And it said that the 5th card was the only one still available for purchase. He sold the other 349 cards, and it was the auction was until 7 p.m. on Sunday night, March 14th, on my birthday. And bids aren't cheap. It was currently up over $86,000 in cash, and I think it ended even higher than that. I'm not sure exactly where it ended, but overall, it was definitely a win-win for Gronk and for NFTs in general. And let's see, what other good takeaways were out of this? Well, they basically said is the first for any NFL player. And this successful first try could open up opportunities for more players to follow in Gronk's footsteps. They could lead to the NFL launching their own NFT shingle like the NBA has already done. And then he mentioned NBA Top Shot, which is NBA's NFT trading card brand, which was extremely lucrative, or is, in those cards, which feature highlights called moments, brought in over $200 million in February alone. So there's a lot of value and a lot going on in the NFT world. So if you're not sure what it is yet or how to get into it or what to do with it, don't worry. You're like everyone else. Nobody knows. It's kind of obscure at the moment, but there is some information on the net about it. In fact, the OpenSea, I did a little R&D on that, and I looked it up, and it looks fairly straightforward. I was reading a quick article about how to actually set up OpenSea Marketplace, and it seemed very, very easy. And then, of course, you just got to have something people want, right? So nobody wants Kerry Knoll's trading cards, even if, I am Ultimate Hoops all-time 3-point leader, right? So until Ultimate Hoops has trading cards that are of some value or that people want them, I won't be making trading cards for myself. But there are other things, of course, like somebody, I think I saw somewhere, either was in somewhere else, posted that street artists have been using this now, and they've been able to capture some of their awesome artwork, and then they've been making digitized versions of it and selling it through blockchain. So just some food for thought, but I thought it was interesting that Gronkowski had his first NFT card collection, and it brought in $1.2 million, which I thought was astonishing, to say the least. So there you have it. Okay. On another note, I've been trying to file my taxes for 2019 and 2020, primarily 19. And somehow I've been put into, I didn't even realize this, some kind of identity theft setup for the IRS, meaning that at some point or another, they think we had some issue with identity theft, which we never have, and we've never filed for or anything like that. But in order to file our taxes online, e-filing, we have to have an IP PIN, they call it, right? Identity protection PIN. And so I didn't even realize this until I found out we couldn't e-file for 19 without it. And then when I went to submit my information to get my PIN, it gave me one for 2021, but no option to get one for the previous years. And I guess you can't use that same PIN for all the years you file. You have to have one for each year. And supposedly they mailed some sort of form called like a CP 310 or 309 or something like that out to us that had a PIN on it for each of the years that they require us to file for. I never saw that document. I've never seen that document. I never received that document as far as I'm concerned. And anyway, there's like I said, there's a way online to use their online tool to get your IP PIN, but you can only get 2021's version online. So then there's an 800 number. I call it, and of course they're getting swamped with calls for stimulus and everything else. So they don't have any option on that phone line, even though that phone line's supposedly the phone line for this obtaining lost or forgotten or whatever IP pins. There's no one there to answer the phone. They basically hang up on you and they tell you, sorry, but we can't help you out, basically, in a nutshell. And they have not really been able, I mean, they really should have had at least some kind of message on there about, if you're calling about getting your IP PIN, here's what you need to do, type thing, or, call this number instead, or push a digit on your phone and be connected to somebody or something. But there is nothing like that. So I'm not sure how to get 2019, 2020, which is holding up our e-filing. Now you can mail it in without the IP PIN, but of course, I don't know how far backed up the IRS really is with all the people trying to file their taxes, especially back taxes and such. So I don't really want to go that route. That's going to take a long time to process, probably a lot longer than I want to wait, and especially with the situation at hand. So we'll see what happens. The other thing that happened today for me is I did a Zoom meeting for my Growth Marketing Insiders monthly membership program, and we talked about it was titled the Roadmap, or the Map Ahead, and the Road Ahead, and it was basically what we'll be covering week to week inside of each and every one of those live Zoom calls coming up and going forward, in order for all my members to get the absolute most out of all the programs that they have access to, and help them get everything set up so that they've got everything in place. So when they're ready to scale, or they want to be prospecting for more clients, they've got all kinds of things in place to help them land those clients and get more sales and get more clients. So that's what we talked about today and there. Next week, we're going to talk about the first step. And the first step is getting their new website set up for social posting services, right? So I call that the local social salesman. And that is what we're going to be going through and making sure that everyone has that access to it, make sure they have the ability to get it set up and installed and working for them like it's supposed to, 24/7, 365 days a week. 24/7, 365 days. Yeah, something like that. The other thing on my mind was just the idea that I really enjoy getting on here and doing these live streams, even if I'm getting very few views or very few interactions or comments or anything along those lines. It really doesn't matter to me. It's something that like I said, I just want to get comfortable doing over and over and over and over again, so much so that when I don't do it, I actually miss it. And I actually did miss it the few days I didn't do it on Saturday, Sunday, and of course the very first day I stopped doing it after I started my streak. So I was thinking about if there'd be any interest, and there might be for some people, if I was thinking about actually like live streaming my entire day, my entire work day on the computer. So everything I do from the minute I start working till basically I stop working, I live stream it. And so you kind of get a glimpse into what my average day looks like, of what I deal with, what I go through, what I work on, all of it. And I think it'd be really interesting. And I bet some people would find it very, very interesting, especially people who are entrepreneurs or interested in doing exactly what I do. Now, of course, for others, it'd probably be the biggest, most completely boring thing of all time. But again, teach their own. And if you decide to tune in because you're interested and you want to watch, that's cool, right? But if you don't, well, you just don't tune in. You just shut it off. You don't watch. It's not a big deal. So I'm thinking about trying that, maybe doing that one day just for fun, just to see what it's like, see what happens. I don't know if I can do it all day. I'm afraid I might do something stupid while I'm on here, there's all kinds of things you got to think about, whether it's audio or visual or, you got to remember, if you're doing it, what the ramifications might be, what you might be putting out there to the world that you may not want to be putting out to the world. Not that I do anything that I would be ashamed of overall, but it might just be something that, you didn't necessarily want to share with somebody else, and you forgot totally about it, and you just end up doing it anyway because you weren't even in the line of thought about, well, I'm actually streaming this sucker live. So, it'd be something to think about. I'm not sure if I'll do it yet or not, but it's definitely something I'm contemplating. But anyway, so that's pretty much it for today. I don't know if I have anything else. Just like I said, I really wanted to share that story about Gronkowski's trading card collection that he's done with the NFTs. I thought that was quite interesting. I did not realize he had done that, and it just falls straight in line with what I was talking about and mentioning yesterday when we were talking about 2 days ago about trading cards going up in stock. And, I brought it up to the fact that NFTs were something that I thought were responsible for that. And then I was deep diving more into it. And then, of course, Yahoo Sports has that article and story about Gronkowski's trading card collection going for $1.2 million in like 3 days for like 5 unique cards. And he did 87 units of that. So ridiculous, to say the least. So I'm sure the NFL and other players will be hopping on this in a heartbeat. But I'm sure the biggest reason they won't be, or if they aren't doing it, is barrier to entry. Got to figure it all out and figure out how to do it and how to make it work and all that. Now, of course, Gronkowski's got the blueprint. And see, now, if Gronkowski was really smart, he would go ahead and he would take the knowledge that he had accumulated, or his team, I'm sure it's not even him, that of every step of the process of what they did, how they did it, everything, and turn it into a digital information product that they could sell to a bunch of people who would be interested in learning exactly how to do this, right? So that's what we always talk about turning your expertise or knowledge or newfound knowledge into an information product that you can then share or sell with people who are interested in the same things. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. And with that being said, I'm going to hop on off of here, get some other videos I got to get done and shoot. So I'll hopefully see you guys again tomorrow. NIT starts tomorrow. It's only 16 teams this year. They're doing it in North Texas, just in case you didn't know. First game should be sometime tomorrow afternoon. I don't know exactly when, probably around 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm not 100% certain. I know it's normally 32 teams. It's now 16 teams. They're doing it in a bubble, essentially like they're doing the NCAA tournament, where they're doing it all in North Texas. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Anyway, that'll be broadcast on ESPN2 tomorrow and ESPN on Thursday, and then ESPN2 on Friday, Saturday, and etc. So it'll be back and forth on those networks. I looked at the field. The field kind of is I'm not real excited. There's not really any teams in there that didn't make the NCAAs that I'm really thinking about that, I'd be real interested in watching. But of course, basketball is basketball, and if games are close and tight, I'll be there watching and hoping for the underdog. Okay, that's it. That's all I got for you today. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you did, please leave me a comment if you can. I'd love it, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night, and take care.